Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is one of the biggest men in the bodybuilding world that I've seen in a very long time. You might be following him on Instagram. If you are, you're probably pretty amazed as I am. I want to welcome Craig Golias.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Craig, I got to tell you, first of all, I always love names that kind of are I guess, aligned with what the person looks like. You know, Golias, Goliath, you know, pretty close, right?
Yeah, I used to get that all the time, man. Yeah, Golias is my real last name, too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. PJ Braun, you know, I love those names that like really kind of match the way the person looks. Now, you competed back in the mid 2000s, and you stopped. I didn't know that. You're not competing anymore. You're one of the biggest guys I've ever seen. You know, tell us your story. How'd you get involved in the bodybuilding industry to begin with?
Yeah, I'd love to. So basically, I'm a late bloomer. I started off very skinny in high school. I wasn't like the typical jock like a lot of people thought. I was more like a skinny rocker. I had long blonde hair. I had lip rings. I was in metal bands. Like I said, I'm a late bloomer. Then right out of high school, I graduated in 2002. Right out of high school is when I really decided I want to get in the gym just to get some abs and biceps. You know, I was skinny. I had low self-esteem. And I decided that's what I want to do. But the crazy thing is, I think it's a genetic thing. I just started blowing up so fast. Like I remember seeing magazines of Jay Cutler and Dexter Jackson with the muscle tech. I'm like, I got to get this muscle tech shit, you know? So I spent all my paychecks on the muscle tech, and I was drinking this shit like crazy. And I was blowing up, man. I was like, everyone was like, Craig, what the hell? I'm like, bro, what's that? You know? And I just kept on getting more obsessed and more obsessed. You know what I mean? And then I was in the gym, and a guy approached me, and he's like, hey, man, you look awesome. You know, you have an awesome look. Would you like to be a male stripper? And I was like, oh, shit. You know, I never thought I'd look like that. You know, I was like,
right.
You know, I asked my girl at the time, and she's like, go for it. So I did that. And when I saw these guys, I'm like, what the, you know, I mean, I'm just like, I'm way too small. So then, like, I did it for a little bit, and then I took like 6 months off to get even bigger.
Right.
Basically, all I did was ate more Burger King and Chinese food. And,
What did you weigh at the time? You're 6'3". What were you weighing back at that time when you kind of were stripping, you know, originally?
I was probably 175.
Oh, wow. So you were really skinny because you were tall.
Yeah. I was ripped up, though, very ripped. Like, they call me, like, Bruce Lee, like, ripped. But, yeah, like, I just started, like, putting on the food, man. Like, I didn't know anything about, like, a diet, like chicken breast, egg whites. I didn't know. Man, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. You know, there's not a lot of fitness out there. So I didn't know anything. All I knew was just to eat more food.
Right.
And honestly, I was just getting bigger and bigger and leaner and leaner. It was nuts. And then all the guys were like, man, you're roiding, bro. You're roiding. I'm like, I would never do that. You're out of your mind. You're like, dude, you're on good shit. I'm like, you're nuts. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of cool. But they all called me fucking liar, man. Because I was in the club around 225 ripped, man. I'm not even going to lie. I was ripped, and I did not touch a thing, bro. They were hating hard, bro.
Really? So you just had a genetic gift for putting muscle on that you didn't really know until you started working out and eating.
Yeah. I like I said, I didn't know anything about, like, you know, gear or even a diet, bro. I didn't even know anything about. No, none of my friends did that stuff, so I just kind of learned it on my own.
When did you learn about the food that you had to eat to get big?
You know, I had a powerlifter friend. He was just really big and kind of fat, but, you know, I kind of took notes of what he did. He just ate like crazy, whatever, like a lot of Chipotle. And I noticed he ate a lot of Chipotle, so I'd start eating more Chipotle and stuff like that. I just had no clue, man. Like I said, Cleveland, Ohio, there's not a lot of fitness over there.
Right. Was there anyone in the area, any bodybuilders that kind of like, you know, took you under their wing over there?
Kind of just that power lifter. That's about it.
Yeah.
Man. Bodybuilding wise, not at all. The first bodybuilder I ever saw in my entire life was Chris Cook. And it was 2004. Was it 4 or 5? It was like 2004 or 5. And he came to Cleveland, and I was like, wow. I couldn't believe like a body can get that massive, especially legs, you know? Right. So like that was another motivation right there, seeing him. I was just like, I remember right after I met him, he told me, damn, you got some peaks. And I was like, and I like literally went straight to the gym from there. I just started. I was like, and I was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while working out. It was crazy. I didn't know shit.
When did you first start competing?
2007. 2007 is when I started. I did my first show at the Cal, and I got first place.
Wow.
My first show in the novice, and it was against like 9 dudes. I was like, holy cow, and I even had like bitch tits too. That's what's crazy. I won with bitch tits. I got a lot of shit for that. Trust me. I never heard a whole year of it. I got that, and I finally got one taken care of in Vegas when I moved to Vegas in 2008.
Right. When did you meet Ed Connors?
The story about that is actually pretty phenomenal. So, going back to Ohio, remember MySpace?
Yeah, of course.
I had a pretty decent following on MySpace. My name was Guns on there, and I was more like a Greg Plitt look, like just ripped up, big bicep. And I posted some pictures in a Bally's, just with my shirt off, like kind of oil, just flexing. And a photographer named Irv Gelb. I know you've heard of Irv, right?
Yeah, I know Irv, yeah.
Yeah, Irv, he contacted me multiple times on MySpace, and I kept on ignoring him because he didn't have any main pics. And he was like, look at my portfolio. I've shot everybody. And I would look, and I'm like, why would this guy want to talk to me? I'm a nobody.
And
I just kept on ignoring him, bro. Yeah. And then finally, the third time, he said, listen, contact this guy. He'll bring you to Cali. And I was like, whoa, because I was actually trying to go to Cali.
Right.
I wanted to get to California because I knew that's where you had to be if you wanted to do something fitness, not Ohio.
Right.
So I actually talked to Ed on the phone, and he's like, I'll ship your car out here. Just give me a couple days notice, and I'll bring you to Cali. You won't have to worry about rent. I'll put you in a place.
Right.
And I was like, can I think about it? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, this is a lot to take, like this is life changing. I got to leave my family, friends, everything. So I was actually living in a hotel at the time because, long story, bro, girlfriend drama. We all go through that. But yeah, I was in a hotel. I was watching Pumping Iron, and I told myself, if Weider can bring Arnold to Cali, why can't Connors bring Craig to Cali? Something like that. So I kind of I called him up. I said, give me 2 weeks. Let me just say goodbye to everybody. And he brought me to Palm Springs, and he brought 2 more bodybuilders there as well. And it was just us 3 in a huge house for 9 months. It was pretty awesome.
Nice. Ed had some nice houses back in the day.
Yeah, it was a beautiful home. It was empty as fuck, but it was beautiful.
Well, did you? So that was in the Palm Springs one. You weren't in Venice then.
No, he didn't have the Venice one. I wish that would have been epic.
That's the one I stayed at for about 2 weeks. That was a beautiful house he had. He should never have gotten rid. Even he says he should never have sold that house. It was right on Venice Beach there. It was great.
Yeah, he told me he brought like Frank McGrath and a Flex Wheeler and a bunch of guys there.
Yeah, it was. That was the place to stay, man. Because you could walk to Gold's Gym Venice. It was that close.
Wow, I couldn't imagine. That'd be epic. Yeah,
so what happens? You go out there with Ed, you stay at his house, and what do you guys do out there? I mean, did you make progress?
I just focused on training.
Yeah.
Because I had 2 roommates who were inspiring me. They were like, the one guy was his name was Joey. He was getting covers of magazines, and my other boy was just blowing up massive.
Right.
And I'm like, it's time to make a change. You know what I mean? And that's kind of when I left the natty route.
Right.
Seeing these 2 guys inspired me, man. I mean, when you're sitting there bulking natty and you get fatter, and I was 250 natty, bro. I mean, I was still massive. I was bigger than them.
Yeah.
But they were just nailed, and it just looked so much freakier. And I was like, guys, sign me up. So.
So you crossed over to the dark side. You started using.
Yeah. I blew up to like 285, bro. My first time I blew up to 285, and I was just like walking around like 285, fairly lean.
Right.
And everyone's like, dude, are you a pro? I'm like, I've never even competed. They're like, well, what the fuck? Step on stage. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of a bodybuilder named Robert Hatch. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, no, I know Robert Hatch. Yeah. Good bodybuilder.
Okay, so he kind of helped me a little bit with my prep, a little bit, like taking me under his wing, not like full blown out, but just kind of like eat this 7 times, take this.
Right.
He helped me out a little bit, but he lived in Palm Springs at the time. He was like the big dude there. You know what I mean? Where you were just like, the first time I met him, he was the freakiest vibe I've ever seen in my life, because like I've not seen too many, but I went up to him like, bro, you remind me of like Ronnie Coleman. He's like, he was so flattered. He was like, wow.
He had a great upper body.
You are Ronnie Coleman big, dude. He's like, and then we became training partners actually. And I was just like, there was more motivation for me to get massive, you know,
Sure.
just like being around all this massiveness.
Were you very strong in the gym?
Yes, very. I was very strong. People were like, I was an ego lifter. I didn't know any better. I just thought I had to lift as much weight as possible to get huge, you know?
Well, it seemed to work for you, right?
Yeah. You know, getting massive was always easy for me. You know, like I said, I've been up to 350 pounds. It was always the conditioning that was hard for me.
Right.
You know, I mean, because like I could get conditioned. You know, I mean, conditioning it's just, but keeping the size at the same time, that was always really hard.
Right. You know, when you look at the pictures now of you, you know, I haven't seen too many guys bigger than you. You remind me almost of like a Greg Kovacs. I mean, you have a huge structure, a lot of muscle, and you know, from what we discussed before we did the interview, you tell me you're not competing anymore. You're done, huh?
Yeah, my last show was 2013. I did the LA. I actually went against Breon. Is that his name, Breon?
Yeah, Breon Ansley.
Yeah, the guy that's winning all the
Classic.
Yeah. It was me and him for the overall, and he won when he was doing bodybuilding.
Yeah, there was no
That's
classic
kind of cool,
physique.
cool story.
Did you think you got robbed?
No, he deserved it. My condition sucked.
Now, you were obsessed with bodybuilding. You loved it. At what point did you say, you know what, I don't want to compete anymore? What was the impetus for that? What was the something must have happened?
Yeah, it just didn't appeal to me anymore. Like the freaky shred. Like I wanted to be just massive. I always appealed more to the off-season look. Like I always liked the way, like, you know, bodybuilders looked off-season, just super massive and somewhat vascular.
Right.
And I just decided I wanted to be like that, and it was a lot easier than stepping on stage. You know, like,
Of course.
the dieting was really hard for me, man. I mean, when you're 6'3" and you're in the mid 300s, you know, it's just so much harder to get diced.
Right.
You know?
What were you coming down to on stage?
What?
What were you weighing on stage?
The 270s.
Okay, so that's a good weight. You know, 6'3" is tall. You probably could have weighed a little bit more, but I mean, you're walking around what, 325 now?
Yeah. Coming down from 350. Yeah, I'm around 325 right now. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm fairly lean too right now. I'm happy with where I'm at.
I mean, I see these pictures on your Instagram. They're just ridiculous. I mean, you look enormous. Are you trying to like be like the next Rich Piana? Is that like are you trying to fill that like niche?
I don't think anybody can ever replace him. He really. You know what? The thing with Piana, a lot of people hate on him and stuff like that. But when you think about it, I think he made history at the Expos, man. You don't see like Cutler or Coleman, like true legends in the sport with lines like he had. You know, it was another level, man. You know, like I remember seeing his lines at the Olympias, and I was just like, life fucking goals. You know what I mean? But am I trying to be the next Piana? No, not at all. But you know, I feel like we have a very similar thing going on. You know, just pushing my motto's fuck skinny, get huge. Just being massive and having fun, eating whatever you want. You know, stuff like that. You know.
Are you like trying to like market like merchandise? I notice you have a clothing line now, and is it? I mean, obviously you can make a good living now if you have a great social media following. It seems like that's kind of like the route you're taking.
Yeah, right now I'm around 310,000 followers, man. Pretty awesome, but nowhere where I want to be. You know, we always want more. You know, I just got verified too, which that shocked the hell out of me when I saw that. I was like, wow. That kind of opened up my eyes, man. You know, motivated me to want to keep on going and push it harder.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to buy a home right now as we speak. You know, a life goal I've always had. You know, and it's very stressful. I'm looking at houses almost daily, and I told myself after I get this house, you know, I'm thinking I want to do YouTube. You know, go that route.
Right. Yeah, you can make money that way. Sure.
Yeah. You know, everyone's always asked me, Craig, do YouTube? Because I do a lot of. I don't know if you watch my Instagram stories, but I do a lot of stupid ass shit. And people are like, dude, just do YouTube. You can make money instead of just posting it for 24 hours, you know, and just it's gone forever. You know, you should just be doing YouTube with it.
Yeah, you know, see, that's my look. I only have a limited amount of time. I do so many things that everyone's always like, how come you don't? Even my wife, she's like, how come you don't do your Instagram, stories? I'm like, they disappear. I'm like, I feel like I'm spending all this time doing it, and it's just disintegrating into space. So I'd rather do YouTube videos and do stuff like we do with RXMuscle. To me, that seems more productive, because it stays there at least.
Well, yeah, RX Muscle is huge. So I mean, that's already something you got there right alone, you know.
But think about it. I spend how many hours a week, doing RX Muscle? How much extra time do I have to do during the day and run around and take pictures of myself and video of me taking a shit on the toilet bowl? It's just too much. It's too much. What do you think are your most popular things that you do on your Instagram that you get the most hits on?
I do this thing where I go up to like random people like Walmart or something, and I'll grab some oatmeal and I'll go up to like a random person. And I'll just be like, "Hey, yo, is this shit gonna get me huge?" And their reactions will just be like, people love it, man. People love it, dude. I mean, it's the reason why I do it, honestly, because I get a lot of interaction with that. I think that's another reason why I have a following. I don't think the following's much of the massive, small head looking massive as hell. I don't think it's like the mass thing. I think it's more of me and the stupid shit I do. You know what I mean?
I think your size plays into it quite a bit. Believe me. How big your arms look like? They're like 27 inches in the pictures and videos I see.
It's just angles, man. That's another thing I do. Just like looking, like, look at this. Like, look how huge I look right now. Just like, just looking.
Right.
It's just
because you are huge. I think that's a mental problem you have. You are huge. That's why you look huge. You're bigger than most of the guys in the IFBB,
I have a little bigorexia problem, but I admit it, and I think that's why I get respect, because I used to talk to Louis Marco back in the day. He'd be like, "Craig, what's with the angles and stuff like that? Like, you're one of the bigger guys out there. Why do you?" I'm like, me and Rich had dinner. Like a week before he passed. We were actually going to do a video together. It was going to be called, what was it going to be called? I don't even remember what it was going to be called. But it was going to be me and him filming, and like we were just laughing about how bad we have it. We don't understand why.
What's so bad about what you got?
I don't know. Like I said, just like you're never satisfied. You know what I mean? I think it's what it comes down to the end of the day.
Do you want to get bigger?
No, I'm done with that, bro. I already did that shit. I don't want to be any bigger, man. Maybe a little more nailed, a little more sharper, but as far as bigger, no, man. I like the way, my face came down. Like, my face used to be so bloated, bro. I was so big, like, I couldn't wipe my ass. I couldn't go downstairs. Life was hard. I laid in bed all day. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Mo. I laid in bed. I'd wake up. I'd lay in bed till 6 p.m. and go to the gym every day.
Wow.
I felt like shit, bro. Like, that's a lot of freaking weight to carry.
I told people. People don't believe me. I told people when I weighed like 320 at one point, all I wanted to do was go to sleep at night. I couldn't wait till the end of the day came so I could just sleep, because it was so exhausting to carry my body around. And I knew that I would grow that way. So my goal was to get up, get to the gym, train, get all my food down, and go to sleep. I couldn't wait.
It was bad, man. It was bad, dude. I do not miss those days. I'll get people in my comments. They're like, "Craig, when are you going to go for 400?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not even going for 350 again." Fuck.
Is it true that the doctor told you you're going to die if you get any heavier?
Yeah. I went to the doctor because I was just so sick of not breathing good. I'd be like this. It was just so hard to breathe. I'm like, this isn't, I know there's something wrong with me. So I went to the doctor, and I'm like, they weighed me, and they're like, "Craig," the doctor's like, "Craig, I've been doing this for 26 years. I've never in my life seen a guy with so much," like, he's like, "You have freaking abs, for crying out loud. Like, this is scary." He was scared for my health. He's like, "Craig, you need to come off." He's like, "You're going to have a heart attack if you keep this up." I was like, "What?" So I was like, I got off. I dropped 30 pounds. You know what I mean? I just dropped 30 pounds fast.
Did the Dallas McCarver death scare you?
Bro, that was a horrible week, man. Dallas, Rich, and my dog passed all in the same week.
Oof.
That was a crazy week for me, man. Yeah, that week opened up my eyes hard, man. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
That was a crazy week.
Do you find it's easier to maintain your muscle that you got now, like on less drugs, because you're not trying to actively get bigger?
Yeah, man. I eat 4 meals a day. I don't take a lot of shit. My body wants to stay around this weight, man. 320, 325-ish, give or take, depending on what I'm eating. Right. Like, for instance, on my Instagram yesterday, I went to a buffet I don't ever go to buffets because I'm not a big eater. I'm like, you know how people are obsessed with food and eating? I'm opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather just not eat and be happy, you know?
Really? Wow.
I went to a buffet and I was posting this on my Instagram. I had 5 plates of food, man, and I'm talking decent sized plates. And I went home and passed out. Like 2 hours later, I missed a meal. I missed my one other meal, and I weighed myself the next day. I lost 5 pounds. I was like, what? So,
well, yeah, but think about it. You got 325 pounds of muscle to feed. So it's a lot of, for a normal person, they could eat that and it wouldn't be a big deal. But for your body, it's like if you don't hyper feed it, your body just won't stay that big,
Yeah, no, I'm not the guy that does the 6, 7, 8 meals. I can't do that.
No.
My body doesn't work that way, man. I would be 400 pounds if I did that.
Now, we talked about earlier. I said you should. I'm shocked that you're not in the WWE, and you said that you had a tryout with them, and they were interested in you, right?
Yeah. Back in 2007, they shipped my ass over to Wisconsin. No, was it Wisconsin? Shit, no, Kentucky.
Right.
They shipped me to Kentucky. They gave me $1,000, the hotel, all that stuff, and they trained me for 5 days, and then they wanted me. And it's the same place that Cena and all of them got trained at. You know? Like they liked the fact that I was big, tall, and young. They loved that.
Right.
So that's what they look for: big, tall, and I don't know if they look for young anymore, but they liked it. I was like 20.
No, they like young. They like young. Yeah.
22 or so. Yeah. So they offered me, and I'm like, okay. So what's the next step? They're like, oh, you moved to Kentucky. I'm like, I just moved to Cali. Sad. Whoa. I'm like, I'm good. I'm enjoying this Cali weather. I ain't trying to come back to, this area.
So you turned them down, huh? How much were they offering you?
Oh, we didn't go over that.
Oh.
No, we didn't. I said how long before I'm on TV. They said it could be 1 to 2 years. So I was like, ugh.
But you were willing, but you were a bodybuilder. You're like, you would wait the 1 to 2 years for bodybuilding, but for WWE, you're like, I don't want to take a back seat for 2 years.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah.
Off the love of the sport.
You would have been like a giant. You would have been a big star there, I think.
Oh man, I could have probably been retired by now, right? I mean, shit, that's 12 years ago almost.
Now, once you get sucked into that lifestyle, you would have never left because you would have been a big star. And they'd be paying you big bucks now. Look at Cena. I mean, come on.
Oh man, Cena's another level. Wow, he's everywhere now.
You might have been in that level.
Ed Connors, he found him in a Gold's Gym parking lot. He was so broke he couldn't even afford food. He was drinking protein shakes every meal.
Yeah.
And then he actually shipped his ass over to wrestling over there, same place that I went to.
Ed he was working at the Gold's Gym there, Cena, behind the front desk. Yeah. Ed gave him a job. So. I mean, Ed is great at spotting talent, so I'm shocked that, but everyone's got to do what makes them happy. It seems like you got a good deal now. You're a big social media star. There's good money to be made. You're coaching people. You got your own, what's the name of the clothing line?
It's a Golias Nation, actually.
Okay.
That.
Ah, nice. Who made the logo for you?
Oh, I designed it.
You did that logo?
Yeah, it's like 3 years old actually too. I've had it for a while now. I made it like 3 or 4 years ago, and then I kind of just like kept them to the side. If someone wanted them, they just PayPal me. Like I didn't really promote it too much. And then I dated a girl, and she was like, "Craig, you got."
I think we might have lost Craig.
Sorry. Are you there?
Yeah, we lost you for a second. So you met the girl, was about to say something to you.
Yeah, I got a phone call. I was just like, she's like, you got all this following, you're doing nothing with it. So she created a website for me. Right. And GoliasNation.com. And then she's like, now put all your shit on here. And I'm like, wow. So then that's when I got really motivated to get this, business going, for that website. Because instead of doing this PayPal crap, now you just go to my website and bam,
Right. So how many different styles you got on there? Maybe we can pull it up.
I have a few. I'm working on zip ups for January and shorts. But right now I got hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, hats, posters, and then the coaching. Cool. How many clients you got? What'd you say? How many clients do you have for coaching? A lot, man. I don't even have a number. I get them I get clients if it's a good week, I'll get one or two every other day. Oh, that's good. Good. Congratulations. my rates are low. That's the thing. My rates are low. Because I appeal more to like the off season. So, we all know it's nothing crazy, to do. So I try to keep my rates as low as possible so I can get more.
Right. No, that's a good strategy to have. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What do you want to do? Like what's the end game here?
5 years from now, man, I just hope I'm just going up and up and up. I mean, I think it's what we all want to do is just go up from where we're at,
I mean, in terms of your physique, what do you want to do physique development wise?
Okay. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. I'm thinking 5 years from now, I'll be almost 40. So I'll probably just try to chill out, man, and drop size and just, kind of do the Cutler thing, just be, healthy and still look pretty good, but, chill out on the 300 shit,
So you never think you'll get that desire to get back on the stage one more time?
No, man, honestly, I'd have to see some crazy contract or something, bro, to be honest. Let's get Golias back on stage. Let's do a GoFundMe. No.
So what do you think of the current crop of bodybuilders out there? What do you think about the new Mr. Olympia, Shawn Rhoden?
Oh my, wow, bro. Dude, Rhoden came up to me at the USA's and he tapped me and I was like, whoa. And he's like, Craig, I'm a big fan, just want to say what you're doing is amazing. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is so sick. I was telling my boy Mark, Mark Anthony, I was like, who's with me? Like, bro, you heard that, right? You heard that, right? He's like, yeah, Craig, chill. That's crazy. I'm like, but yeah, that was just so sick. He's so humble. I actually spent a lot of time with them at the San Diego Fit Expo. I had a booth there, and he was there too. And we went to dinner, we went to breakfast, and we hung out at the expo. And he is so humble,
right?
So freaking humble. I am so glad he's Mr. Olympia. Like, we need humble Olympians like that. Like Phil. I'm not a big fan of Phil. I don't. He blocked me, and I don't even know why.
He blocked you?
Yeah, I never said anything negative about him in my life.
Why do you think he blocked you?
Bro, I heard from a birdie. I'm not going to say the birdie, very well-known birdie, that it's his wife doing that, blocking everybody.
Oh, really? But you don't do you even talk about him ever?
No, never.
That's
so
weird.
If you want my opinion, obviously, with how Rhoden approached me and then how Phil approached me, I think it's easy to say Team Rhoden by far.
Yeah, funny. What do you think about the current crop of bodybuilding? Do you like it, or do you think we're going through a little lull, or do you think who do you think the future is in the bodybuilding sport? Where do you see it going?
Palumbo, you were there. I feel you were in bodybuilding when it was at its absolute best, bro.
Yeah.
Paul Dillette, Jay Cutler, Marcus Rule, Lavroni, I know I'm missing so many. Gunther, just so many amazing. Nazar, so many freaking amazing physiques. Massive, rip. You just don't see that anymore.
Right. Who's your favorite? What was the guy you looked up to?
Paul Dillette, by far. Paul Dillette, I think, was the most underrated bodybuilder of all time. He, just as far as his height and his freaky waist and massive, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I aspired. He was 6'2", about the same height.
Yeah, yeah. He was a well-balanced tall guy, which you don't see very often.
Yeah, and Tony Freeman, they have a very similar. I actually just talked to Tony Freeman on Facebook yesterday, but Tony Freeman too. They had a very similar look too. I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I always looked up to the taller guys. Gunther. Because when you're tall, 6'3", we can't really look super up to a guy that's 5'4".
Well, Craig, you're doing something right because you got a lot of attention on social media. Your Instagram is off the hook. I think if you put out a YouTube channel, it'll be super successful. Goliasnation.com, obviously, you can get the clothing over there. And I just want to wish you the best of luck. Keep us updated, man. Maybe we'll get you on an Iron Debate show. Seems like you got some strong opinions. We'd love to hear more of you.
That sounds awesome, man. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I always watch your stuff. I love what you guys are doing. Keeps me occupied when I eat my breakfast every morning. So thank you so much.
No problem. My pleasure. And we'll keep in touch. And that's, guys, is going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.